Lo que vamos a hacer para sacarle el máximo provecho es que en el Q&A voy a hablar con Daymond en inglés y les voy a explicar lo que nos está compartiendo en español. ¿Les parece bien? Daymond, thank you. Thank you, Gabby. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Amazing, Daymond. So what I'll do is I want to ask you the question we all want to know, okay? And then I'll quickly translate to the crowd to make sure everybody gets it because we want to get 100% of what you say.
Okay.
Good? Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. So, Daymond, thanks for being here. I hope you enjoy experience here in Colombia.
I did, of course.
Amazing. Daymond, you're a shark, and we understand what it means. It's amazing, all the story we have. I have several questions. First, I'd like to know, what is your vision of Colombia and Latin America as a business entrepreneur, as a business investor from the US and from outside of Latin America?
You know, as I say that the world is getting smaller, and I believe that the way we look at the people in Colombia and South America is, I believe we look at them as having more culture, right? And the good part of that is that it comes from a real place whenever they are communicating. They have extremely a lot of passion about what they're doing. And that means whatever they're selling comes from a real place. There are too many people that are on social media that are just trying to take advantage of people. We have to just be honest about that. And I think that's what we value, one of the things we value. Plus the women are.
Awesome. Okay, so, you know, this is Colombia and all Latin America, all those are emerging markets, they're booming, and obviously people are using more and more technology to do their business, okay? How do you think we should be leveraging, and is there something we should be doing on social media and really taking advantage of the internet for all those people who want to be entrepreneurs or start a business?
Well, no, absolutely. So you have to look at a couple of things. Retail is dead. You know, in America, the stats are that Amazon is now the #1 retailer when it comes to apparel. Every one job that Amazon creates, it kills 3 jobs. And that they're just something that is taking advantage of the person that does not want to move. But now the good thing about it is you can be at home and you can take advantage and not have to worry about crossing the border because there are no borders anymore. And then again, going back to authenticity, you know, if I wanted to, in the past, experience something really amazing from Colombia or Bogota, something like that, I would have to maybe drive to very specific places in New York, and maybe I see it. But now I have a direct line to somebody. And with that direct line, as I keep saying, you can know your customer, the customer can be part of the experience, and you can find out what they like, what they don't like, and you can improve it. So you're getting focus group at the same time. When's the last time we've heard of the word focus group? We haven't used that word in 10 years.
Decades.
Why?
Uh-huh.
Because of what we have.
Okay, and do you think people are taking advantage of this powerful tool we have, internet, or they should be dedicating more resources to it?
So first of all, I don't think enough people are taking advantage of it. I think that a lot of people, they say, well, I don't know it that well. It's too complicated. But yet they'll go and they'll Skype their grandkids from the other side of the country or the world, but they won't realize how they can empower themselves, right? But I do find the people that do empower themselves, give you an example. As I talked about the #1 job for males in the United States, the #1 job for females are secretaries, assistants, and things of that nature. We know several women, but I met a woman, she's about 60 years old. She's a virtual assistant. So, she was a great secretary 30 years ago. Now, she stays home. She has a couple of people that she answers calls for. She works 4 hours a day, stays home with her grandkids, does everything at home from her cell phone, and makes $60,000 a year.
Wow.
Because she doesn't have to now go to work, doesn't have to travel through the snow, the rain, doesn't have to sit there with other people at work that she can't stand, makes her own hours and stays with her family. She's only doing the same thing that she knows, but using technology.
Amazing. Daymond nos está diciendo que está muy feliz de estar acá en Colombia, que tenía muchas ganas de conocer el país, conocer de la cultura. Nos contaba, obviamente, que él considera que hoy en día no se debería hacer negocio sin utilizar plataformas como social media, como las redes sociales, y él cree que la gente sí es consciente de ese tema y sí le está sacando provecho. Y da el ejemplo de una persona que tiene 60 años y dice, podría estar dejando de trabajar, y lo que esa persona decide hacer es trabajar desde casa. Esa persona genera $60,000 anualmente simplemente estando en casa con una conexión a internet y pudiendo dar servicios virtualmente a sus clientes y poder a la vez cuidar de su familia y sus hijos. Entonces, lo importante, creo que acá lo que nos comunica es ser emprendedor va directamente ligado y conectado con utilizar las herramientas poderosas que tenemos en internet. Daymond, I think we want to know a bit more about you and your story. You know, all these years being an entrepreneur, is there one thing or one person you met that made you click, made you change your mind or really change your path and realize what this power of Brock is and all the opportunities there is?
There are many. I meet them every single day, just like the woman I just talked to you about. But it really is the kid that I opened up the story with, the kid who is sitting home, painting T-shirts, converting half of 1% every single week of his customers, and delivering straight to his customers with full margin, no inventory. Right? That changed the entire way that business is being done. You may not be the person who makes something, but you may be the person who directs somebody to something. Before, you had to be the person that made it. Now, it depends. You may be somebody who knows how to make smoky eyelashes and eyeshadows, and you do tutorials.
Okay.
Or you may be somebody who finds the best ingredients for things and you sell it to somebody. But it doesn't matter. You can all do it from your smartphone.
Le preguntaba si había una persona, un momento clave en su carrera que le cambió la mente o que le cambió realmente la trayectoria, y me hablaba de un niño, y realmente dice muchas personas, y todos los días se encuentra con personas que le ayudan a darse cuenta de ese potencial que tenemos hoy en día. Y dice, ese jovencito está haciendo negocio, por supuesto, a través de plataformas digitales, y dice, es increíble darse cuenta de que directamente puedes ahora tratar con el cliente final sin intermediarios. No necesitas ahora ser el que produce, fabrica un producto o entrega el servicio. Puede ser un intermediario que está en la cadena y a través de herramientas consigue hacer ventas y consigue hacer comunicaciones a través de plataformas digitales. Es un momento fuerte para él. You know that we have one of those kids, many of those kids. There's two young entrepreneurs coming here from San Francisco and one from Dublin. One of those kids you made, everybody going to meet this kind of people. Daymond, there's a lot we want to know. I'd like to know if there is maybe for this year, 2017, 2 or 3 practical advices you want to give to all the crowd we have here.
Yeah, so one of them is everybody always asks about influencers. And as I always say, don't go after the big influencers and know your analytics. I'll give you an example. If you want to go and get Kim Kardashian today, she has 100 million followers.
Wow.
Right? 20 million are girls that love her. 20 million are girls that hate her. 60 million are guys with lollipops and trench coats on, just looking at her. What are you selling? If you're selling something for females, you just lost 80%. You're selling something for males, maybe you got 60%. But if you go and get an influencer who's local, who's small, but they're not famous, but 95% of their people and their engagement follow them because of the value they provide for them, way, way more effective.
Okay.
You know
It's much more relevant to them.
And that's how I got LL Cool J, because LL Cool J wore my clothes because he saw the cool kids in the neighborhood wearing my clothes before he would do it.
Okay.
So use your resources around you. That's number one.
Amazing. Le estaba preguntando y me contaba un poquito sobre el rapero LL Cool G. No sé si algunos de ustedes lo conocen. Dice, la manera para mí de llegar a ese personaje que era famoso, LL Cool G, lo que yo hice es asegurarme de que su público, el que escuchan su música, los niños en la calle tengan sus zapatos. Y cuando este rapero, ese famoso, se dio cuenta de que los niños tienen sus zapatos, entonces quería interactuar con la marca. Entonces lo que nos recomienda es no especialmente buscar tratar con Kim Kardashian y grandes artistas, porque tienen una audiencia muy dividida y es muy difícil promover un solo producto a toda esa audiencia. Y mejor buscar influencers y personajes y talentos locales, muy locales, porque 100% de sus followers son muy relevantes a lo que hace ese público. Y obviamente pues es mucho más eficiente y mucho menos costoso. Amazing. Daymond, we like to have you here. We like to have you here. We're happy to have you here. I'd like to ask you about, and this is going to be my last question, about your daily routine. We want to understand how a Shark Tank superstar like you lives their day from morning to night. We follow you on Instagram. We know a bit about your life, but those things from the daily routine we can get from you.
I think the important things to learn, to take away, that I learned and I stopped doing for quite some time, and then I started again and realized where my success came from, was I set goals. And I read them every morning when I wake up and every evening before I go to bed. Same exact ones, the same 10 goals.
Always.
All the same goals. 7 of them expire in 6 months, and the other 3 expire in 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years.
Wow, ok. Le estaba preguntando si tiene algún truco, una recomendación que en su rutina diaria que puede compartir con nosotros. Decía que siempre escribe unos 10 objetivos, siempre 10 objetivos, los lee siempre en la mañana y los lee a la noche. Decía que de esos 10 objetivos, 7 expiran in the 6 months, the first 7. En los 6 meses, 7 de esos objetivos tienen que expirar. ¿Y los otros objetivos? In the year?
5 year, 10 year, 20 year.
En 5 años, en 10 años y en 20 años. Y todos los días lee constantemente esos objetivos.
Now, this is because if I read them before I go to bed, it's what I think about when I sleep. If I read it when I wake up, it's the first action I take in the morning.
Dice, si los leo a la noche, es lo que voy a estar pensando mientras estoy durmiendo. Si los leo en la mañana, es inmediatamente las acciones que voy a tomar durante el día. Well, I think I'm going to start.
And what I would suggest is the first time I ever read the power of it, because it's the same exact thing in The Secret in every book, is when I read, they say that the number one book that's created more successful business people is when I was 16 and I read Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill. It's the first time I've ever read that, and it has changed my life from that point.
Un libro muy importante que ha cambiado su vida se llama Think and Grow Rich. Piensa y crece rico. Y dice que es un libro que le ha cambiado totalmente la mente. Daymond, is there a last thing you want to say or you want to do before we take a break?
No, I want to say thank you, but I want to say that they have to understand that they don't need money, especially today. Today, you need your analytics, you need to reach out, create community, try, learn, try again. That's what you need. 65% of the wealthiest people in the world, on Forbes or Inc., wealthiest people in the world, are self-made men and women. That means they had nothing.
Dice que hoy realmente quiero que entiendan y que lo que necesitan no es dinero, lo que necesitamos no es dinero. Hoy en día dice que de las personas más ricas del mundo son personas que empezaron desde absolutamente cero, son personas que se hicieron ellos mismos y ahora mismo son las cabezas más ricas del mundo. Espero que hayan disfrutado la experiencia.
I have to take I have a collection of crowd selfies
Yeah.
that I would like to take.
Okay.
Danny, you going to take the shot for me?
Dice que tiene
You
toda
gonna
una
turn up the house
colección
lights?
de selfies con el público. Quisiera tomar una con ustedes. ¿Sí lo
You want to
dejan?
tell them anything, Danny?
¿Sí puede? Yes, the one. Yes, the
I'm
one.
going to get down there.
Okay.
You tell them what? I'm going to get down there. I'm going to get down there, and we're going to turn up the house lights. There you go. See, I can see everybody.
Excelente. Para que nos
I'm going
veamos
to take the
todos.
shot. Come on, Danny. All right, now, make sure they
Yeah,
all
man.
stand up. Come on down there with me.
Let's do
Come
that.
on, Wally. Ah, the light.
So I got to start my own collection then.
All right. Just stand right. All right, we're going to stand here. Now, remember, tell them don't get in the picture if the police want them. Come on, stand up.
Que no tomen la foto si se cae. We good?
Come on. Stand on a chair right there. Stand on a chair. All right, throw your hands in the air. Woo! Gracias.
Thank you. Ah, eso no estaba previsto.
It's not even ready.
Por favor, un aplauso, un
gracias.
gran aplauso. Muchas gracias.